everyone, it's me Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here for the Impact NYC Season 1 Episode 1, a review of the first ever episode. Let's get into it. So the whole premise of the Impact NYC, similar to Impact ATL, is to kind of give you a glimpse on New York City's biggest Instagram or just influencers period of today. So this first episode, we're introduced to some of the cast, but if you're not familiar, we have Ashley Marie Burgos, we have Bernice Burgos, so we have a mother and daughter duo, we have Chinese Kitty, Cleo Trappa, Dream Doll, Ella, Melanie Cruz, and Scott Louis. So scene 1, we're introduced to Dream Doll. Dream Doll is a rapper, actress, entrepreneur. She's best known for being on Bad Girls Club a few years ago, and she wasn't really that favorable. She was known as Tabitha back then. I'm happy that from Bad Girls Club till now, she's been able to maintain relevancy and find success. So we're introduced to her family, her mom, her sisters, her brothers, her niece, and her nephews. And they're just discussing, and she's discussing her career highlights. You know, she's getting out of her family, getting her family out the hood was like a big accomplishment for her, and she was able to do that. And so she kind of reflects on that. So the family, they're having dinner, and then they say grace, and Dream starts to get emotional because, I guess she's touched by the prayer. And so her mom is like, look, calm down. Look, we are family. Prayer is meant for us to come together. If this is your family, it's not strangers that you're venting to. And so I think what really makes her emotional about church is that she lost her grandfather last year, and he had a church, or I think he was a pastor, and it kind of prompted her to get closer to God, or have the desire to want to get closer to God. And so she kind of discusses okay, what will make her happy? She really wants love and to start a family because it's she's been chasing success for so long. She's missing that happiness part. She's like, look, the materialistic things don't do it for me anymore. I need something real. So I definitely understand that point. A lot of women come to that point in their life where they're missing that element. And she expresses that she's proud of her growth, and it was pretty a heartwarming scene. So, that was introducing Dream Doll. Next, we're introduced to Chinese Kitty. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like Chinese Kitty. Don't like her. She caused a lot of drama this first episode. But if you don't know who Chinese Kitty is, she's a rapper. She's from Brooklyn. She was on reality television, and she has about 3.8 million followers on Instagram, and she's a mom. So what really solidified her career was when Hitmaker did the song Thought Box with a few other women rappers. I believe Dreezy was on there, Dream Doll, Chinese Kitty. I'm not familiar with who else was on there, but it kind of showed us that, oh, okay, Chinese Kitty is actually a rapper, and she is to be taken seriously. So she kind of discusses how she is not a fan of how she's perceived by other people. She doesn't like how, so there's a lot of negative news that tends to come out about her on the Shade Room and stuff like that, and she doesn't want that perception to follow her. She wants people to actually take her seriously as an artist, an influencer, a businesswoman. Don't we all? So she was coming off of a performance, and she was really amped, and so she was talking to her team yeah, me and Dream Doll have a record, and they yeah, you need to drop it. And Chinese Kitty basically says that the single with her and Dream Doll never came out due to ego politics and her team in her ear. Melanie, she is best known for her skits with her boyfriend. His name is Chicklet, and so they were hilarious. They've been together for a long time, and now they're engaged. So where she's trying to go with her career is she's trying to separate herself from the couple's content. She actually wants to establish herself as a actress, as an entertainer, really be serious and get roles and everything, which you don't want to do one thing forever. You eventually want to evolve. So she is trying to read a script. She's asking her fiance, Chicklet, hey, can you read this script with me? And he's just like, no, why am I gonna help you with your acting career? No, you wanna do it without me and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, in my opinion, Chicklet seems very jealous of her because she's a star. I agree with you. She has a lot of personality. She's sweet, she's beautiful, she's funny. She has a lot going for her. And the fact that she wants to separate herself from her husband, not her fiance, not saying that she don't love him, but there's more outside of just a relationship. And I feel as though he feels like she is going to blow up, she's going to be the breadwinner, she's going to make all the money, and she's going to leave him, which I don't think she would do that. And the fact that he couldn't read lines with her, he's like, I'm not going to help you with your career. And I'm just like, it's a red flag. And I genuinely feel like the more she goes up, the more he's not gonna like it. Like, sometimes when you're moving on to your next stage in life, everybody can't go with you. We are introduced to Bernice Burgos. We are very familiar, like, a lot of people are really familiar with Bernice Burgos. She's a video vixen, she's a model, she's an Instagram influencer. She's been at it for a really long time. Everyone always makes fun of her because she's 43 years old, but let me say, she is 43 and fine. She looks good. She has about 7.3 million followers. So in this scene, she's sitting down with her homegirl, just catching up on life. She discusses her clothing brand called Bold and Beautiful, and her daughter Ashley Burgos helped her out with it in the beginning, but Ashley has kind of went on to her own ventures, and so they kind of discussed that. Bernice understands the game. Bernice understands how the entertainment industry, especially towards women, Black women, she understands how it is because she's been dealing with it for so long. And I think that motherly instinct comes in her, like, you know, I love my daughter and I support her, but at the same time I'm scared and I want her to just work hard and you know, be a fighter, be strong, be tough, like have some grit, which I understand. I'm not a parent, but I do understand that parents essentially just want the best for you, you know. And then we cut to Ashley Burgos. She is Bernice Burgos' daughter, as I just said, and so she kind of talks with her mom's friend, and they're in like some sort of training workout session. And so she's like, oh, you know, she feels like she's in her mother's shadow. And you know, she began rapping in 2022 and started to take it seriously. And her main concerns is like, is she gonna be accepted? She doesn't want to live in her mom's shadow. I like Ashley. I think Ashley is very calm. I think she's very level-headed. I think she's just like her mom. Bernice Burgos has been in the scene for a long time, but you've never seen her argue. You've never really seen her fight on Instagram Live. You don't really see her on the Shade Room for much of anything these days. So we're introduced to Ella. So Ella, or Ella Bands, or just Ella, she's an influencer. She's been that girl in the New York scene. You know, her pictures and stuff will go viral based on like the clothes and stuff she wore. She was a pretty fly girl, and now she's transitioned into a fly woman. And I like Ella. She's really pretty. She's very sweet. She's best known for being A Boogie's child. She has 2 children by A Boogie, the rapper. And so she kind of talks about her career on how she started being influential. So in 2016, she had a lash company. In a few years, she had made $1 million. And then she kind of like got lost in everything once she started dating A Boogie. And you know, she's juggling being a mom, and she discusses with her friends how she's been kind of stagnant in her career, and her friends advise her that there's a lot of competition, so whatever you want to do, you gotta stand out. You know, Ella doesn't only want to be known as a rapper's baby mom. She wants to be known for her own, you know, her own efforts and own brand. Like, for example, Ari, she has become her own brand so much that you kind of disassociate her from G Herbo. Jada, you kind of disassociate herself from Lil Baby in a sense. Like, when I think of Jada, I don't always think of Lil Baby anymore. I think of just her, because they're both women are respectively bosses, and that is what Ella wants for herself. Kind of goes in and talks about her story, and I was honestly touched. She talked about having a rough upbringing, being in foster homes, shelters, and she only started being close with her mom once Ella started to get money, and, you know, become the Ella Bands that we know. And so she's always been fly, she's always been driven. She recalls a story where her and her mom got kicked out of this apartment, and she was crying, and she was like, no more, I'm never gonna be feeling like this anymore. She even expresses that the reason why she feels like she's been so tied to A Boogie is because she wants somewhere to stay. Like, she craves stability, and her past is painful, but she definitely appreciates it. And she did do some music. She plans on following her dreams and to help her family, and her team, her core, they're encouraging her to network. And I'm really proud of Ella. Though I don't know her and I haven't followed her for like forever, what I can say is that when you've been through tough things in life, when you've been through like struggle, or when you've been through hard times don't last, and you will pull yourself out. So we are introduced to Cleo Trapper. Cleo Trapper is best known for her meme, "Can you save me a baby father?"
Bitches to save me a baby father. Every cute is a father now. Stop trapping these while fight you. They don't even get a chance to see me. Save me a baby father.
And ever since then, like, she has really been hilarious. I love how confident she is. She's so New York. She's fly. She's a rapper. She's also a friend of Ice Spice, which is really cool. And so she links up with Melanie, and they link up over coffee and tea. And, you know, they met at an event, like an influencing event, and then they just started to get along and become friends. So I love these two. They're a they're treacherous twins, dangerous duo, but I like seeing them together. Cleo Trapper has been rapping since she was 10, and both Melanie and Cleo, they're talking, and Melanie talks about how she wants to branch out, and Cleo's like very supportive, like, yeah girl, you can do this, and you're definitely gonna pop on their own, and you're gonna pop on your own, like, just keep going. Very supportive. It was a really short conversation. It was a really cute interaction. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. So this girls' night hosted by Ella, Ashley and Ella. So Ashley walks in, and Ashley and Ella have a genuine friendship, and I definitely see that. They're both very calm and level-headed. She has this calm aura about her, and Ashley has that. She's very reasonable, very personable, in my opinion. Cleo and Melanie walk in with each other. They lit. Melanie brought some flan, and then it was only a little flan, and it was just funny. Like, she tried to buy like a catering size, and then they only gave her a little bit. It was cool. And then Melanie is basically on 10, you know, discussing her relationship and how upset she is, and how, you know, she kind of wants to like separate herself from him. But we didn't really get too deep into that storyline. It kind of cut right there. And then Ashley wasn't too fond of Chinese Kitty, and she said it in a confessional. Ashley's reasoning was like, you know, Chinese Kitty is just messy. She's always on the blogs for something. So, but she is going to give her the benefit of the doubt. She's going to give her a chance and not let social media or the blogs and everything define how she feels about Chinese Kitty, which is respectable. You have to give people a chance. But at the same time, if everyone's saying the same thing, I'm going to believe them. Just saying. So the girls all gather around. They're playing Risha Roulette, and they're just asking each other questions and everything, just kind of doing like a little icebreaker, just getting to know each other. Chinese Kitty starts the drama. Okay, here's what pisses me off. So Kitty's like, oh, like, you went off on my stylist, and Cleo was like, I did, because he didn't deliver what I asked and I paid him. But me and your stylist me and you don't have anything to do with that. It has nothing to do with you and our relationship. And she shut that down. She's like, Kitty, ain't none of that about to happen. Okay? That's why I love Cleo so much. Then it was in the confessionals. Kitty was like, you know, I think Cleo's a it girl. Yeah, because she hang with Ice Spice. No. See, that's what I don't like. When a dark-skinned girl and a light-skinned girl are friends, they always think that the darker skinned girl is beneath the lighter skinned girl. Cleo has had clout, and I knew of Cleo before I knew of Ice Spice. I've been knowing of Cleo for a couple years now. I've only found out about Ice Spice in 2022. I found out about Cleo in like 2018-19. I didn't like that comment. It was Kitty, it was rooted in colorism. I don't care what you say. That comment, unacceptable. Dream Doll walks in, and so Dream says hey to everybody. She's like, hey, hugs, and da 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 da. And so Kitty's just like, I don't like how Dream Doll didn't speak to me, and she said hey to everyone, but she didn't say hi to me. First of all, if you look in the scene where they was seated, The table was like right in the middle of them. And if Chinese Kitty is here, Dream Doll is here, like she says, hey everyone, like let the lady get settled. She had to, of course, greet Ella, greet the people on the outside, like reaching over to hugs. You don't want to reach over everybody. So I feel like Kitty, I don't know why she felt slighted. I would have just been like, or why couldn't Kitty say, hey Dream, it's long time no see, how you been, girl, hey, blah blah blah, and you could have kept it moving. Like I feel as though when someone's walking in a room, like you a little flustered, like you trying to say hey to everybody, but like let the girl get comfortable. Like she was probably doing something before, so I don't think that you should feel away. I think it wasn't no smoke, in my opinion. Like it looks so childish. And so Kitty poses this question and she says, in all the ladies who rap in the room, how do you feel about the state of music? And everybody's just like, it's cool, like, it's a lot of girls out, but we doing our thing. And Kitty pivots to this question. She actually directs this question to Dream, and she asks about a feature. Now the feature was already done. The feature was done a year ago. Kitty had dropped a project but did not put the song that Dream and her did. So Dream said, oh well, maybe the song is scrapped. She scrapped it. Okay, no problem. Kitty's just like, what about the video? You didn't do this, you didn't do that, you didn't do this. And Dream's just like, I'm confused. Like she's like, oh, Dream charged me $15K for a feature, and I'm just like, are you expecting someone to do it for free? And so you want them to do the music video for free? She said, okay. Dream's like, okay, I'll do the video for free. Pay for my glam, pay for Tay, and pay for makeup. Kitty didn't say yes, so I'm assuming it was a no. Kitty said that it was a lie, and I'm just like. So then Ashley asked the real question. Ashley was in the confessional like, Kitty, did Dream sleep with your man or something? Like, where's the animosity coming from? Everyone is confused because it's just like, what is it? So then Kitty and Dream start going back and forth. They start arguing. She's basically stirring up the drama. She's getting Dream riled up, and Dream's like, Dream is confused, and Kitty's like, we had an issue. And I'm like, if y'all had an issue, right, a previous isolated issue before the feature, if Dream didn't like you or she didn't want to move forward, she would have never done the feature with you. She would have never even engaged with you. She would have still been mad about whatever it is, but whatever it was, she moved on and did the feature with you. Now I feel as though when you're an artist, it's simple as a brand asking an influencer to do a task. They're not going to do something for free. At your job, if someone asks you to do something, you're not doing it for free, right? You're doing the task within your job description. You're getting paid for it. This is her job. This is her bread and butter. And I feel as though Chinese Kitty, Dream has a little bit more clout than you. So I feel as though it would have definitely boosted and helped your career. She did you a solid. So I just feel like the animosity is dumb. And I just feel like being the drama-filled one and trying to stir up things at your big age is not it. But it makes for good television. So I ain't really mad at it. So then, Chinese Kitty, she started getting mad, and then Dream Doll's like, well, what's the problem? So Dream Doll's sister was like, well, what's up? And so they escort Kitty out, and Dream is like, she was so pressed, she even blocked me. Like, she unblocked and unfollowed me and all this stuff, and I was just really mad confused. It was a communication issue, but I feel as though a girls' night where everybody's trying to get to know each other is not the time where you bring up drama from the past or music beef or miscommunication. Talk to your team, talk to your management so the management can work it out. And I just feel like you weren't that pressed about the song anyways, because the song was done over a year ago. Why is there no music video? Why was there you're not even serious about your own music? Like, when you do a music with a big artist, I'm not gonna sit on it, especially if I have clearance and everything and they're good to go. Pay for her glam. Pay for the glam and get it out the way. Like, it was so confusing. And I know I'm not gonna like Chinese Kitty. I know I'm not gonna like, and I'm sorry, it's nothing against her, but you stirring up drama and it's not even making sense, because like, even when she was arguing, she just sounded drunk and stupid. Like, she was very delulu and it was coming from nowhere. And I was just like, this is gonna be a long season. So then we shoot to the trailer, and so Cleo again is going off, and she's just like, yo, like, you know, your stylist, blah blah blah. And so we see Scott Louis in there, and it's just gonna, I think that this is gonna be a very long season, a very good season. I think this is gonna be a bit, I don't know, the Impact ATL was good, so I don't know. I feel like this is gonna be a great season, but so far I definitely love Ashley. I love Cleo Trappa. I like Ella. I like everybody except Chinese Kitty. That's it. I'm sorry. Anyways, this was season 1, episode 1, the premiere episode of the Impact NYC. I will be reviewing it every week. I'm very interested and I'm very entertained. So let me know what you all think about this show down below in the comments. And until next time, bye.